If you've been seeing ads about indexed universal life insurance promising tax-free retirement, you're not alone. I've had several people recently ask me if they should cash out their 401k and move it into an IUL. And before you do something like that, there's one really important thing those ads usually leave out, especially if you're over 50. And after working in retirement and legacy planning for the last 6 years, this is one of the most misunderstood strategies on the internet right now. So in this video, I'm going to explain when starting an IUL after age 50 can actually make sense and when it absolutely does not. If we haven't met before, my name is Samaya. I'm the founder of the Legacy Circle, where we help people structure smarter retirement and legacy strategies. So let's dive in. The problem with the ads. There's a lot of marketing around IULs right now talking about tax-free retirement. And technically, yes, the way these policies are structured, you can access the money tax-free if the policy is designed properly. But what those ads usually leave out is how long these strategies take to actually work. Life insurance is not something you just throw money into at 55 and suddenly you've solved your retirement problem. It's a long-term strategy. And if someone is telling you to cash out your retirement accounts to fund one, that's usually a red flag. What an IUL actually is. At its core, an indexed universal life policy is permanent life insurance that builds cash value over time. The growth is linked to a market index like the S&P 500, but with downside protection, meaning you're not directly invested in the market. The money grows tax deferred, and later in retirement, it can be accessed through policy loans, which can be structured to come out tax-free. Now, it's important to note that not all of your premium goes towards the cash value growth. Because it's a life insurance policy, there is a cost of insurance and usually fees associated with these types of policies as well. So whatever you're contributing into the policy after those costs and fees are taken care of, the rest will go towards the cash value growth. Why age matters. When someone starts an IUL at 30 or 35, they have decades for the policy to compound. When someone starts one at 50 or 55, the strategy has to be structured completely different because now we're working with a shorter time horizon and usually higher cost of insurance and fees. That means higher funding needed, more efficient policy design, and a very clear goal for why the policy exists, when an IUL does make sense after 50. Now, with that said, there are situations where an IUL can still make sense later in life. One example is someone who is already maxing out their traditional retirement accounts and still wants another place to grow their money with tax advantages. Another situation is legacy planning. Some families use life insurance specifically because the death benefit passes to beneficiaries tax-free. So if someone wants to leave money behind for children or grandchildren, life insurance can be a very efficient way to do that when it does not make sense. But here's where I want to be very honest. If someone is already close to retirement and they're trying to fix their entire strategy with a brand new IUL policy, that's usually not the best solution. Retirement planning is about diversification. Some money may be in retirement accounts, some may be in safer strategies, some may be positioned for income. An IUL is just one tool, not the entire toolbox. The biggest mistake I see is people chasing strategies they saw on the internet without actually understanding how they're structured. Because a lot of marketing around these strategies is designed to make it sound simple and the best solution to avoid taxes and generate income or leave a legacy for your family. It can do all those things, but the way a policy is designed matters way more than the product itself. And I can't tell you how many people I've come across that went into these IUL policies with the intentions of getting those benefits, but because of how the policy was structured, it was never going to do what they thought it was going to do. And that can be a really unfortunate situation that I've seen time and time again, where now the client has lost thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars just because the policy was structured poorly. Should you start an IUL after age 50? It depends on 3 things: your timeline, your income, and what role the policy is actually supposed to play in your overall plan. For some people, it's a great tool. For others, it doesn't make sense at all. The key is understanding why you're using it in the first place. If you're considering an IUL and you want to see whether it actually fits into your retirement strategy, I'm happy to walk you through it. I'll show you exactly how these policies work, what the numbers look like, and whether it even makes sense for your situation. You can use the link in the description to schedule a strategy call or send me a message on Instagram with the word IUL, and a member of my team will get you scheduled on my calendar. Talk soon.